During the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, many families across the United States are suffering from the current guidelines in respect to their abilities to work and procure a livelihood. This has led to many people avoiding going to work in places that have been deemed essential in a bid to keep with the government-issued guidelines and lower the chances of spreading COVID-19. As is to be expected, this is taking a toll on production and the functioning of many services and businesses that are essential to the day-to-day functioning of the United States and to our national security. As of March 31st, 2020, the aforementioned guidelines have been extended through the month of April, and in all likelihood we will continue to see a decline in numbers of people fulfilling their essential responsibilities in an effort to comply. What is not being spoken of, however, is those dedicated, determined, and brave individuals who are on the front lines in regards to this pandemic, who are committed to fulfilling their responsibilities to their work. The shipbuilding done at Huntington Ingalls Industries is considered to be essential to our national security, and as such, those men and women who are answering the call to what can arguably be deemed a battlefield in respect to the COVID-19 spread should be compensated for the risks they are taking in doing so. There have been 12 confirmed cases of COVID-19 discovered at the Huntington Ingalls Industries Pascagoula shipyard, and though the facility is ramping up its protection protocols, it is beyond obvious that many of our fellow shipbuilders do not feel safe coming into work. When a workplace becomes increasingly unsafe, or a job environment experiences an increase in danger or dangerous activity, generally employers who deem such work to be critical to essential functioning offer what is termed hazard pay. It is clear that if the current trend continues in respect to the government-issued guidelines and the number of confirmed cases keep going up, more and more shipbuilders will not come into work. This will in turn lead to a loss in production, a drop in quality, and likely further injure those families who are right now being negatively affected by the economics of this unfolding pandemic event. When workers are asked to expose themselves to hazardous materials, it is common industry practice to offer an added incentive to said employees to increase numbers of workers who would otherwise avoid risking such exposure. It is in the best interest of the company as a whole and the nation's national security to see that those who are willing to continue in this fight are compensated for doing so. As this battle rages on, more and more cases will likely be confirmed, and as such, more and more people will likely stay home, unless they are compensated for putting not just themselves, but their families at risk. This petition seeks to alleviate the anxieties of those on the front lines who may be thinking about throwing in the towel, who may be wondering if their work is even valued in this trying time, as they look around and see more than half their fellow shipbuilders stay home and question whether or not what we are doing really does matter. Some of us feel like we are not valued. We feel like our voice is not heard. And when we see that employers like Lowe's and various banking institutions, city utilities workers, and other essential personnel are being compensated for their efforts during this ongoing struggle, how can we be blamed? To the employees at Huntington Ingalls Industries Pascagoula shipyard on the front lines, if this petition resonates with you and you feel, as many of us do, that we should be compensated for the increased risk to our lives and the lives of our loved ones during this pandemic, we ask that you sign this humble petition and make your voice heard. The only way we can reverse this trend is to speak up, and the only way we will be taken care of is if we take care of each other. Just as we cannot build a ship alone, we cannot do this alone. We need each and every one of you who are at risk to speak up. Thank you for your time, and may God bless you all.